All right, now that we have configured our system to collect the data that we wanted to collect, the next thing that we need to do is we need to send it somewhere, right? Either to your CRM or a Google Sheet. So in this example, I will be using a Google Sheet, but the process will be very similar to the CRM you want to send it to. The same principles would apply essentially. So we go on flows, and then we click on new, and we add a blank flow. Now the first thing we want to add, well, it will ask us, is a trigger. So when should this logic of events, which is what a flow is, so when should this start? And we're gonna say an assistant event, and the event will be when a system run has completed, meaning in this case when the bot has collected all the data that we needed to. And then we're gonna attach it to assistant, and if I scroll down you'll see the simple data collection one, which we just worked with. We click next. Okay, so now when the bot has collected all the data, this logic of events will trigger. Now what we want to do is we want to send this data to a Google Sheet. The way I formatted my Google Sheet is just, I want in this case to collect the names, the company name, and the meal preference. This is what I want, and I can keep updating the fields here with whatever data we collect, right? I haven't added all of them. So once this is done, you click on here to add a new action. You scroll all the way down and you go to more services. So here I'm gonna look for Google Sheets, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a row. And so I'm gonna click next. Here you will be asked to authorize your Google account and so on and so forth, so go and do that. I've already done it. Click next, and now it's gonna ask you, okay, what spreadsheet do you want to update? In my case it's this one. Okay, now it asks me about the worksheet, so I only have one worksheet. I'm gonna add it, and now as you can see, names, company name, and meal preference are exactly these fields. This is what you should be getting. Now I'm gonna tell it, I'm gonna give it a dynamic fields to populate, which will be, so as you remember in the AI assistant in the first video, this is why you should watch the first video if you haven't, we configured the output fields. As you can see, all these fields are exactly here. I'm gonna say I want to collect the full name, I want to get the company name, and I want to get their meal preference. And I'm gonna click next, and I'm gonna click save. And then one important thing, so maybe you can just rename it to update CRM, just so you know what is this flow, what is it doing. But the important thing is to turn it on. And now it's on. And now, so now it's configured, and we have to go to the AI assistant and run a test. Would it work? Remember, it needs to populate these fields here. So let's do it. Let's do the test. So first it's gonna ask me about my first and last name. Then it's gonna ask me about the company. So FlowXO. We're going through this process. Connections. Now it's gonna ask me if I bring a guest to the party. No. And now it's asking me my meal preference. As you can see in this example, it gives me a choice with buttons. I'm gonna say chicken. Any data restrictions? No. Just so we can see, actually, let me split it like that. As you can see, it's still not populated. Just so we see what happens when. Okay, we continue. What is your t-shirt size? Here, two options. I'm large, used to be medium. Life happens. What city am I traveling from? And just say LA. Okay, so at this point it's giving me a summary, but the run is not completed. The run completes once I say something which confirms, okay, this is the correct information. So I'm just going to say no. And there you go. And as you can see, like, you can keep on doing this and it will automatically populate these fields for you. So this is just one way you could use the data that you collect and update it. In this example, it was a Google Sheet, but you can update it in your CRM and you can do all sorts of things. If you have questions around this, or you have a more specific use case and just simply need help, contact us at support@flowexcel.com.